Okay, so I watched like the first couple minutes of this video of Asmon reacting to Rax talking about his BlizzCon D4 campfire disappointment. And I decided, look, I have to make an actual like react video on this because literally within the first few minutes, I could not disagree more. So I am going to watch this video and react to it and give my feedback, give my opinions because holy shit. Okay, guys, here we go.
Disappointed. This is what Rax said about Diablo 4 Campfire at BlizzCon.
Hi everyone, it's Rax. I apologize, I'm a little bit under the weather today, but we're still blasting.
Never stop going big dick.
About the campfire chat, which was supposed to give us more information about Diablo 4. As you can probably tell from the title, from the thumbnail, I'm not very impressed by what I saw, and I'd like to explain why.
I gotta stop immediately. He says he's not very impressed. 90% of what I have seen about the Diablo 4 panel has been positive. So right from the get-go, this is a red flag to me. He's just like, I'm not impressed. Whereas 90% of the community that I've seen has been impressed by it, including myself. And I have nothing but positive takeaways from what I have seen on this panel.
Farming hate views. I'm not trying to just, drill Blizzard. Actually, quite the opposite. I'm actually trying to help.
Yeah, you're not farming hate views.
To you how it went for me anyway.
Okay, buddy.
So the opening ceremony was yesterday. They announced the expansion. Exciting. Said season 3 is coming. We're getting leaderboards. Yeah. Cool.
Right.
Yep.
And then we have the deep dive.
All positive shit.
In between then,
yes,
we had a bunch of the developers and the game producers talking to a lot of the streamers. I watched all of them. There were some awesome conversations about some different things.
How are they talking to streamers specifically? Like, he calls that out. He's like, they were talking to the streamers. Whatever. That's just a nitpick, I guess. It's fine.
A lot of the conversations, they said, well, let's wait till the campfire tomorrow. Let's get some more details. Yeah. It sounds very exciting. We got to the campfire, and out of the 1-hour presentation, we got almost zero information. First,
I disagree. I immediately disagree. Zero information. Okay. We got more information on the expansion. We got the Malignant Rings coming on Tuesday. We got the Abattoir of Zir coming at the beginning of December. We got the midwinter festival thing, the first ever holiday event in a Diablo game ever. And we got information on leaderboards. How can you say it's 0% information? I don't understand that at all.
I agree with them. They should take notes from what Ian's presentation was for Warcraft. Because Ian's presentation was great. All he did is he talked about what's happening in the game, how the game is changing, what are the effects of the game.
I disagree. If you watch the World of Warcraft presentation, it is the exact same thing. It was like, look, guys, here's what we're going to do. Here's what's coming. And that's the same thing they did in the Diablo presentation. How is it any different? I don't understand. I don't understand this bias. Like, how was the WoW panel that much better than the Diablo one, according to Asmon or Rax? I don't understand. Like, they showed what was coming, and they said when it was coming, right? In the WoW panel. And that's exactly what they did in the Diablo panel. So why is Diablo getting scrutinized for this? I don't understand.
How it's going to change how you play the game. And it's not about, like, like their process of making it. I think that the main thing people want to see is how the actual game is going to function. That's it. They have no work done to show. Well, then.
And also, the WoW development cycle is not the same development cycle as the Diablo development cycle. It's different, right? You can't. You're literally comparing apples to oranges here, but also at the same time, like literally, your entire argument for why the WoW panel was so much better can be directly applied to the Diablo panel. They were the exact same fucking thing.
Then they can at least talk about like some philosophy of like how the game is going to work.
And they did. They
20
did.
minutes of just playing the video we already saw, rehashing what we already knew. It showed some artwork from the expansion. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool. The art
And
was
then,
really great.
by the way, let me say something before I dive into this. I love all the panelists, Adam and Joe and Tiffany, all those people that were up there. They did a great job.
No one is going to argue, Rax, that you are against the panelists. You don't have to take this moment to be like, oh, look, the panelists did a good job. All right, we get it, right? It's fine.
Presenting. That's not my problem.
Sure.
My problem is the content.
Yeah.
So Adam would be like,
The content was
hey,
fine.
we finally have some info on the new class. Over to you, my friend. And he'd be like, thanks, Adam. Yes, we were so happy to start with 5 classes that you guys were all familiar with around the campfire scene. And then our team thought...
The Diablo 4 and the Overwatch panel reminded me of whenever you had to do a presentation in school, and it had to be 8 minutes, and you just learned that you had to do a presentation 8 minutes before the class started.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? The expansion is late next year. Do you really expect them to go into like a deep dive of this new class, or do you think like maybe the smarter thing is to say, hey, we have a new class coming that no one's ever seen before, and we will reveal more and more as time goes on and keep people on the hook and build that level of suspense, or be like, hey, look, it's over a year from now, but I'm gonna blow my fucking load all over you and give you every fucking detail about this goddamn class. That's not what's gonna fucking happen. And I hate that, like, if this was happening in any other fucking game other than a Diablo game right now, people would be fine with it. But the fact that it's Diablo 4 and D4 equals bad, suddenly it's like, oh, we need all the information now. If you don't give it to us now, you're bad. It's so ridiculous. I don't understand, man. I just don't get it. Like, there's Blizzard is a company that is marketing, right? And when you market, you can market based off of like suspense and hype. Like, you're not going to give out all of your, like, you're not going to reveal all your cards like in the opening hand. Like, come on, man. Like, did people really think they were going to get like the entire breakdown of the class like here at BlizzCon? Like, probably not. But here we are. Let's criticize the game. Let's criticize the developers because they didn't give us like everything right off the rip.
So it's like you start talking about like the Civil War, and it's like, well, you have to understand that like wars are like a thing that happens over the years. And if you look back in history, there have been a lot of wars in history. And oftentimes, whenever a war is fought, there are losses on both sides. But of course,
Yeah,
sometimes
I'm losing
one
brain
side
cells
will
right
win
now.
and the other side will lose, and there will be like concessions that happen after that.
There's a
There have been
loss of
lot
brain
cases
cells on
where,
both sides right now.
a war has been, it ended, and then like a lot of things changed because of that. And so like with this war, it's the same thing. Like there were a lot of things that happened. There were a lot of casualties, and like really, I mean, this is just another example of the way wars have been for a long period of time. Because if you look at this war specifically, right, and it just goes on and on.
Yeah, just like how the war against Diablo 4 and the war against Blizzard in regards to Diablo 4 has been going on for years now. And let's just keep it going. Let's just stay negative. D4 bad, right, guys?
And on and on, right? It's better than the Overwatch panel, yes. And I could do that for 8 minutes. It'd be no problem. And like, how many of you guys did this in school? Like, you at least had one presentation that was that bad. I did. One time I had a presentation and the teacher gave us, she said, I'm going to give you $50 theoretically, make a 2-week budget with this. Okay, this is back before Joe Biden. And so $50.
All right, we're going to skip ahead
and
a
so
little
my
bit.
friend failed. We didn't stalls less than that. Like, what the?
An old classic class, and we decided on a new class.
Yeah.
Back to you, Adam. It was just an hour of that, just passing back and forth. Hey, Tiffany, I have this really important question about itemization. What do you think? She says, nothing to announce today, but...
Okay, I'm going to stop the video right there again. Dude, like, it's literally like, hey, how dare these people up here not have an intricate response for every single question that could be thrown their way, live, no matter what. I'm sure Rex has never had a viewer ever ask him a question on the spot that he has not been able to answer immediately.
But
yeah,
our team is very interested in this and talking about it. Back to you, Adam. I have left this feedback so many times for Blizzard, and I really just don't understand. I wish that they would be 100 times like a...
Just tell people what you're thinking. Take notes from the WoW team. Like, they said, yeah, so we were making this server. Why? There's like this thing that SFan did. It was kind of cool. So we figured, like, shit, why don't we do that?
They did, actually. They did. They said we listened to feedback and they're expanding on the end game. And the whole point of them taking live questions during the panel is so they can, like, respond to it, right? They are. They're responding to player feedback. They're responding to, like, all sorts of feedback, and they're acting upon it, and they show examples when they do it. Like, I hate this fucking bias against this game. I don't understand it. It's so fucking cringe, dude.
Like, you gonna do more stuff? I don't know. Maybe. We'll see what happens. But, like,
cool. So basically, the WoW team can be like, hey, we listened to you. Are we going to do it? Yeah, sure. Why not? Maybe. I don't know. But if the D4 team takes that same stance, it's not accepted? I don't get it.
Like, yeah, you guys were right with that. Yeah, it sucked. Yeah, we really got messed up. That was it, right? And it's like everybody that's there, like, people get it. Because, like, you got to think about, like, the people that are going to go to BlizzCon and, like, watch BlizzCon. These are not your average Andes, right? These are the people that care about the game. They're, like, more invested. So, like, you don't need to give a PR answer because people are going to kind of, you know, see around that more. Necro stuff was lit, though? Yeah, it was.
Completely different paradigm shift. More bold in their announcements. When your trajectory is going down on season 1, then you have a great season 2, and everything is going up, and it's on the rise. And even the announcement in the opening ceremony was better than every other game except for WoW. WoW had the amazing announcements. WoW was able to announce expansions like 3 years in the future, and Diablo 4 can't even tell us.
Rex, it's a different development cycle. It's a different team. Like, you're expecting the Diablo team to tell you what's going to happen like 10 years in advance just because the WoW team can? Come on, bro.
That's what the seasonal theme is for the season that's coming in like a month and a half or something.
It's two different fucking games.
Your trajectory
I think the reason why they did that is because they don't want people to think that Season 2 is over, and they want people to keep playing Season 2.
Season 2 isn't over.
They held off on making these changes and, like, these rings and stuff until, like, later on. They want people to think Season 2 is, like, still going on.
By the way, I think it's absolutely super fucking cool that they're adding stuff in the middle of the season to add on to the season. What other seasonal game does that? Like they're giving you more reasons to play the game and play the current season. But yet people are still finding a way to like turn it into a negative.
And like they don't want to kind of feel like they're sunsetting it.
Already
I think that's the reason
the
why.
slope of the trajectory is already
Not justifying,
trending
I'm just explaining.
positively. You had the momentum on your side. If you would have
Yeah.
just been so much more bold in telling us what
I appreciated Joe Shelley saying the damage on Tuesdays. I really did. I appreciated him because like he acknowledged exactly what the problem was.
They've acknowledged it before. It's not
He
a
was
big
like,
deal.
"This is it."
It's a
And
meme.
I wish more developers
Everybody
would do that.
knows
like, y'all
about
have
it
to remember,
already.
You remember Arc Nemesis League and PoE? And Lake of Calandra? Bro, Chris Wilson went down in the trenches. He was there writing out fucking multiple Reddit manifestos explaining why he was right and this is the correct vision for the game and this is what they want to do. Like, he was explaining shit down to a T, and like some things he was kind of right about, some things, you know, we kind of moved away from, like especially with like how much loot was dropping, etc. And like that's what I think people want to see. Because like back in the day, like you got to remember, like, and this is especially true with like, you know, late 90s, early 2000s computer development.
You know what? I don't care about PoE. I'm moving
The
forward.
guys that made these games were ball profession. I think they didn't want to
or something. The rest of the league, since all the rest of the leagues seem to be
Shaman.
accurate, there's probably raids. I mean, just talk about it. Be bold. Tell us what you're doing. They did tell us that we are going to get the codex upgrade.
Have you guys ever heard of the phrase less is more? You guys ever heard of less is more?
Thing, so that's nice. That's the one piece of info that we got. But it's always this, man. It's always, we're working on it and we'll tell you 5 days before it comes out. I wish they would be 10.
Yeah, that's the thing is like with WoW, like that's what I liked a lot is that they
Great.
said, yeah, we're gonna fix this eventually.
Here we are.
Like,
We're back
don't
to
have it
WoW
ready
again.
now, but we're working on fixing this.
This isn't
or,
WoW.
Like it's actually going to happen, and this is what we're gonna plan on doing. Like I don't think that like I don't need a date for when it's gonna happen. I just want to know that things are moving in that direction. That's all.
Times as bold. I was so excited for this campfire chat. I was looking forward to BlizzCon.
You know what? I was excited for this campfire chat too, Rex. And I was not disappointed. I felt like this campfire chat fulfilled a lot of the shit that I was looking for. They expanded upon the things that they touched upon slightly in the overview, like the opening ceremony, and then in the campfire chat, they expanded upon it. And I, among with 90% of the community, were happy with it. I don't know why you're not.
Especially for the Diablo 4 part. I actually was very interested in the WoW portion. I love WoW. I have 23,000 hours from WoW. That was
That's
great.
A good start.
Oh, maybe it's all making sense now.
Now I'm genuine. I don't really like classic, but maybe excuse me, I don't really like retail, but maybe I go back and even try retail and the new classic stuff. That looks cool, but I am saying this to try to help. I'm not just bitching. I'm not farming hate views.
Kind of sounds like you are, if I'm being 100% honest.
I was just disappointed, man. Tell us 100 times more. Tell us what you're really thinking. They always say that they have their employees working on so many different things. Tell us about them.
Yeah.
They don't have to be 100%.
They did.
Yeah, I think that's the.
They
did.
One
of the deaths.
They did tell us. They did.
I think that
they did.
These types of games
They did.
is whenever these companies are like very tight-lipped about what they're going to do. And I think that sometimes like having games that are just like kind of coming out of nowhere. Like for example, Elden Ring. There was a little bit.
So I used to work for Verizon. And one of Verizon's things was always under promise and over deliver. Under promise and over deliver.
Bit of testing for Elden Ring, but not really. You know, they just kind of like, all right, there it is, Armored Core. Okay, here's the game. And also, like, I mean, there have been games like that before in the past as well. But in general, Apex, yeah, Apex. Like I didn't even know Apex was gonna happen, bro. Like, and then like Shroud and Ninja started playing
All right,
it.
I
It
don't
is
give a
what it
fuck
is.
about Apex. Let's just. Okay.
And I don't understand. Here's another thing I don't get. This is not your normal campfire chat. This is
BlizzCon,
BlizzCon.
yeah.
This is your event. This is the BlizzCon, the first BlizzCon after you've announced Diablo 4, when you've reversed the trajectory and now it's trending up. This is the
Yeah,
big.
I was really impressed, honestly, by Blizzard at how little they said about Overwatch and Diablo 4. Like that's like professional level. Like they need to start streaming level of stalling.
Moment to go majorly. We already knew there was an expansion. You
Yeah,
announced annual expansions a million years ago. We already could guess that it was based on Mephisto.
sure.
Everything that you announced, any fan of the game that thought of it for 5 seconds could have already guessed. There's pretty.
So here's the thing, Rax. Any fan of the franchise would be hype about what this expansion means and what it includes. Any actual fan of the franchise wouldn't care about like, oh shit, we only got like a 15-second clip, blah 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 blah. Everyone knew it was gonna be Mephisto. Everyone knew that. We're not fucking idiots. But if you're an actual fan of the franchise and you know where we're going, you don't fucking care, right? You're just nitpicking at this point.
Pretty much nothing there, man. A message to Blizzard. I please, as a fan, as a content creator, try and help you. Please, in the future, have a be way more bold with your announcements.
Yeah.
Tell us anything. I'm very disappointed. I don't know. I don't feel good. Maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe I'm just bitchy. I just don't feel good. And
I'm not upset or like angry about it. I'm just disappointed that it wasn't more.
Look, I'm not disappointed at all. As someone who literally logs into the game every fucking day and grinds the shit out of D4 still after having a level 100 since like day 2 or 3 of the season, and I'm leveling like multiple other characters to 100, and I've been playing since preseason and doing the same thing in season 1. Like, I am not disappointed at all. I'm actually kind of tired of these people that are like, "Oh, I'm so disappointed in D4. I got a character to 90 and now I'm fucking done." Like, not that like Zach or Rax are like that, but like all these people that are like that, and it's just like, look, they are trying. They are adding more stuff to the season. They're trying to keep people engaged, and like I'm not done with the season. The season is fucking great. Like, I've got a barb at 100. My necro's almost 100. I'm going to level a druid to 100. And I'm thinking about leveling a second barb to 100 because this season is actually really good. They're about to add even more content. I don't know why people are so disappointed with this. And during BlizzCon, they announced all this great stuff coming like in the immediate future. It's not like, oh, look, you guys have like 3 months to wait and we're going to like do this. No, like it's now. They're acting on it now. Adding more endgame. People want endgame. They're adding more endgame. Endgame, endgame, endgame. Like Joe Shelley said. I don't understand the negativity and the disappointment with this. I just don't.
I would have hoped that they would have said more. Am I crying about this? Is this a big deal? Am I done with Diablo over this? No, I'm just like, this is just, I wish it was better. That's all.
The game is fine.
very disappointed.
The game is great.
The new stuff that they announced that I already talked about later, the new stuff for the season theme, the pinnacle content, they did say that they're working on a lot of endgame stuff. They didn't tell us what it was, but they told us that the endgame stuff is coming. That makes me excited. I just didn't see anything. So I'm gonna stop talking. I'm just
Great.
just very disappointed.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair to feel that way. Absolutely. And they released a little info about Overwatch. I'm satisfied with what they said. Well, I think with Diablo, because Diablo.
I honestly don't think it's that fair to feel that way. I feel like they put on just as good of a fucking show as the WoW stuff. I don't know. I just feel like there's just this bias against Diablo 4. even from quote unquote content creators around the game.
Has had a pretty weird like few months of like how it's come out, and I think especially what's been odd is how like seemingly there's a video right there. Make sure to give it a like if you guys liked it.
I did not like
how
it.
seemingly like season 2 was surprisingly good. Like I was expecting to play season 2 for one day. Like I was gonna play season 2, get to like level 35
Season
or
2 was
something, and then stop
fantastic.
playing the game.
It's
But season
still
2 actually had a
really
lot of
good.
content to it.
And they're
There's a lot of going
still
on, a lot of
adding
stuff going
more
on.
content,
And
man.
you know, it was kind of weird that like it was such a shift. To be honest with you, it was actually it was actually good. What the fuck? Like how wait, it's wait.
Yeah, holy shit, like the season's actually good. Holy fuck, man. Like I mean, I'm not going to react to it anymore. Like I'm done. Like it's just I know Rax probably means well, but I feel like it's a little bit displaced. And yeah, he said he felt bad, yada yada yada, whatever. Like I just feel like a lot of it is just complaining just for the sake of complaining because season 2 is amazing. They unveiled so much good stuff at BlizzCon. Um, the Malignant Heart's coming, the Abattoir of Zir coming, the first ever holiday event in Diablo history is coming. And they talked about the leaderboards for season 3. They talked about the expansion. They didn't reveal a whole lot about the expansion because it's a ways out, man. They don't want to reveal everything off the rip. They don't want to give everything away. And I understand that. It just seems so petty to be like, look, man, like they're not following through. They need to follow the WoW panel more. It's two different games, bro. Two different levels of development, and ultimately, I feel like D4 is in an amazing spot. I love D4. I am playing the shit out of Season 2 still. Come check me out on Twitch. I'll have the link in the description. I'm live practically every day, unless something weird happens. And yeah, like I mean that's about it, guys. Like I just can't believe like that a lot of these Diablo content creators are just bashing the game after such an amazing BlizzCon. But anyway, like and subscribe if you liked the video. Check me out on Twitch, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. Peace.